few minutes to wait, let people join the stream, and we'll get started once a few people join. Alright. One moment. Oh, crap. Frickin' ads. Just trying to pull up my own freaking video. YouTube, come on. Alright. Now I can... Alright, let's get this started. Alright, sorry. Just finishing something up. Okay, here we go. Three, two.
Sometimes I trade my spider powers just to be able to do whatever a responsible adult can.
Wouldn't we all, Peter? Wouldn't we all? Whoa!
Everyone's staring. Don't tell me I have battle damage, bud.
No, they're probably staring because you're fucking Spider-Man. I love how Quip is the one power that takes little to no time to charge. Oh yeah, Taskmaster shows up in this game. You have to do all of his challenges and then you fight him. It's like what the Deathstroke fight in Batman Arkham Knight should have been.
This Muppet was prejudiced. Just saying. this at home, kids. Or anywhere else, really.
Oh, come on, give me one of the other ones. He's been looping these quips the last few times I've been playing. Where am I headed? Whoops. That's not how that would work, Peter, but alright. Alright, okay. Alright, no, that wasn't the suit I wanted to put on. Crap, there was a suit I was going to put on for this segment of the stream. Was it this one? No. There it is. It's got claws. Though, fun fact, in the comics, the 2099 Spider-Man actually had fangs and claws. His mutation progressed a bit further than Peter's did. I think I'll keep quips for now.
Great patrolling, but I do have notes. Hey guys, I found webs.
You found webs and a completely trashed thing. Oh! That sounded like it hurt.
One set of footprints, that's when I webbed you up.
Anything moves, I'm shooting it. I'm here. Let's go.
Ah, screw it.
Nap time.
I can't punch him if he's in the air.
That's the plan.
Good God, now.
What? What the hell? Pretty sure I just knocked out the air.
More guys? Oh, sorry, but we're all out of the complimentary donuts.
Don't mess with the kingpin and live. Open wide.
I just kind of like that slow punching, like I'm kind of just slapping him in the face and be like, what you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do about it? Whoop.
Guys, slow down! Black Friday special's not till Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving! Get down! Ever wonder if we'd be friends if we met under different circumstances?
Oh, thank you for ruining my quip, Yuri.
Wait, don't tell me. They're hiding drugs in the concrete mix.
That's my theory. We'll need probable cause to get on site to confirm it.
And a shot of that crook's butt.
This'll shut your mouth. 10 more of them. No shoving. I'll give you all personal attention.
Weird, Peter. Just whoa.
Thanks for visiting my website. Website?
Boo, Peter. Bad.
Keep them on the ground or we don't stand a chance. Reinforcements. Okay, I came here to web bad guys and quip, and I'm all out of quip.
I hate you so much right now, Peter. Ah, jeez.
Complaints about my performance may be addressed to J. Jonah James. Hope you got insurance. Captain, I've got Fisk's guys and all the probable cause you need, webbed up and waiting.
Good job. Fisk thinks he can run things from inside, but he's gonna find out why long-distance relationships don't work out.
Alright. Now, we're gonna go here and take care of the demons. I do really like the design for this outfit. Oh, it doesn't do what it did in the Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions game. Because in that game, there's all these neon lights running across the suit. Made it look real futuristic. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this one. Keep the quips, threat sensors, slow time after a perfect dodge, first aid, increases the amount you're healed from focus, combat analyzer, increases XP from defeating enemies. I don't really need that one. Increases the rate focus generates? Yeah, sure, why not? Damn it. I think when Yuri said that, she's projecting. I'm guessing she had a long-term relationship that didn't exactly pan out, and she's a little salty.
Sleep it off. Literally didn't see that coming.
Hmm.
不对，怎么回事？其他人在哪儿？我们需要支援。蜘蛛侠，我们留在地上。快解决！
Just in case you were worried, my webbing is never tested on animals. Just losers like you.
I have kicked you through your friend.
Hey, understudy! The role of homicidal demons will now be played by more homicidal demons! Reinforcements! Unless you're just Natalie dressed paparazzi? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Peter, that location's a clearinghouse for donations to Lee's charities. Clothes, books. They're trucked in from drop boxes all over town.
Sounds like a perfect distribution network for drug running. Which it looks like is their real priority. How do you backup guys get here so fast? I know it's not the 6th train. More demons. How do you guys tell each other apart? I mean, there's only so many mask variations.
I could say the same to you, Peter. Wham! And throw.
MJ, I've got the place locked down.
Great. I'll call in an anonymous tip. I bet if the police check out those drop boxes, they'll find something more interesting than secondhand jeans.
But secondhand jeans are very interesting. How dare you? See, now that's a white for a Spider-Man costume that isn't jarringly bright and blinding like the Future Foundation suit. Okay, where are we headed next? Sable. Yeah, I'll just do some Sable stuff. But we need the proper outfit for that. time for Tom Holland to go kick some Sable butt. No, you know what? I want to see if it's actually as blindingly white in game as it is just right here. Yeah, look at that. Jesus Christ. And look. And the optics kind of bug out, which is weird. Okay, it isn't as jarringly white in actual gameplay. It actually looks pretty cool. Oh shit. Actually, I mean, it kind of does look like Anti-Venom, but it's actually from when Peter was part of the Fantastic Four, which had been rebranded to the Future Foundation.
Sweet dreams.
And the suit could actually change its look to look like his normal costume when he wasn't operating for the Future Foundation.
Ready night.
Spider-Man, engage! Bring him down!
Oh, damn it. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Let me jump into the thing. God. That was aggravating. No. Not where I wanted to go. There we go. Somebody call an ambulance. But not for me.
Americans were supposed to be obnoxious tourists.
Keep your distance! Eyes up! Incoming grenade!
Shut up, Peter. Just shut up. Oh, one moment. I gotta unplug my headphones. Alright.
I'm on him! Son of a... We got a man down!
Oh. Speaking of something in the water, remind me to tell you guys about the cannibal universe after I finish the Sable Outpost. Because I'm not going to be able to tell a coherent story while I'm fighting these guys.
More of you!
He's gonna go on Yelp. Whoa!
I'm calling customer service. I distinctly ordered only one group of hostile Sable agents. Snoring now.
Spider-Man, I just heard Sable's issuing an internal bounty on you. Huge bonus for any agent that brings you down.
Nothing like a little healthy competition to maintain a positive work environment. Heads up, I might have to take a call while we're fighting. Nothing personal, you're just not very important.
Peter, you just hung up on Yuri.
Look, if you guys are gonna keep showing up like this, it's just polite to call first. Step up your banter game. I'm carrying the whole thing myself.
Get behind him.
Oh, hi, Sable guys. Everything's cool here. The trouble's next door. Hey, it was worth a try.
Okay, that's it. Just gonna throw out all my spider drones. Target is hostile. Oh, no shit.
I'm on him.
Thanks for visiting my website. Website?
Peter, you already did that one. Uh-oh. Ah, crap, he's glitched.
Get him on the ground.
Well, that was educational.
Alright, and...
Thank you. I was so scared.
Is that guy still over there? I can't see.
Got the people out of the cells. They don't seem inclined to continue their protest.
I hate that Sable's violating constitutional rights, but right now, I'll settle for keeping innocent people out of lockup. Thanks.
Oh, you can switch the time of day at the science stations. Almost forgot about that. Oh, anyway, I was gonna tell you guys about the cannibal universe, right? Because you guys said something in the water, and that got me thinking. So who wants to hear about cannibal superheroes?
Witnesses are reporting civilians are trapped following a car crash. Nearest officer, please proceed to Hamilton Heights.
Well,
Got you.
in that universe, the Punisher was trying to stop what he thought was a weapons deal. When he shot up the Russian mafia guys, they dropped what they were trying to sell, and it was this green, like, liquid. And it got all over Punisher, so he got like a super dose of it, and it made him really sick.
Trapping someone inside that car.
Made him really sick for a few days, but then he was fine. What he didn't know was that it got into the water, and it spread literally across the world. And no one really noticed. No one knew. And
I need to find whoever caused this wreck.
The first sign that something was wrong was when Spider-Man was fighting Rhino, and they fell into the middle of a hockey game, and Spider-Man was fighting pretty viciously at the time, and everyone was like, oh, he's probably just really mad. And then he, well,
And I'm back.
he ripped Rhino's armor open and started eating him, screaming to everyone else around him that it was his meat, he fought for it, that only he got to eat it. And it took the entire Fantastic Four to bring him down. Not kill him, just subdue him, as they had him locked up. And then everyone's like, oh, this is horrible, is something wrong with him? And everyone's like, and people started calling him a zombie, but he wasn't. He was still alive. But his biological makeup had been changed to process human meat. Because, as we know, most people know, humans can't actually eat one another without suffering from a prion infection, which can really fuck you up. But Spider-Man's entire body had been rewritten by that chemical agent that the Punisher had accidentally released. And everyone's like, okay, maybe this is just a contained thing, because they don't know about the released bioagent. But then one day, the Blob walks into a sushi restaurant and eats everyone inside. And I think they actually killed him. Like, they put him down. But that's when they start to realize, okay, this isn't a single, just one thing. And then more and more of these cases start to happen. A field trip of, like, elementary school kids on a field trip went feral and ate half of them all before they were all subdued. Not killed, but Wolverine managed to subdue them all. And that's when they realize, oh my god, it was a chemical agent that did this. We don't know where it's come from, but it's global. We aren't ahead of this thing. All we can do now is try to find a cure while it's going on and play damage control for whatever happens next. And then all around Wolverine, he's watching the world go to shit. And he, Ant-Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Beast are trying to stay on top of it, and they can't. It just keeps getting worse. And eventually the X-Men turn. What X-Men that weren't eaten by their fellow mutants, they turned. And Wolverine had to kill every single one of them. And it affected him. And the ferals started forming tribes of cannibals. Like, the Thing tried to form a tribe. The Hulk formed a tribe, and it was pretty freaking brutal. And eventually, the ones who hadn't turned yet were like, oh shit, there's got to be something we can do. And while this is going on, the Avengers are trying to stay ahead of it. And Doom shows up and goes, hey guys, guess what? I may have a cure, but I'm not going to share it with you guys unless you bow and make me your leader. But I think that happened after Wolverine went missing. So I'll stick with Wolverine for now. He, Cap, Deadpool, and the Punisher are trying to figure things out. But they don't know that Deadpool's already gone feral, but his healing factor is keeping him from regressing to a primitive mindset like the other cannibals. But Wolverine knows. Wolverine knows what's happened. Because he's like, it's already happened to me too. I've changed. But I'm repressing it. I'm ignoring that instinct. And there's a bit where Deadpool and Wolverine go off to fight the Hulk while the Punisher and Cap are holding back ferals so that what's left of the science team can get away and find some secret place to continue working on the cure. And in one of the most painful moments of the that mini-series, Cap starts to turn and he's begging Punisher to put him out of his misery. He's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to become what we've been fighting. Don't let me turn into one of them. And the Punisher puts a gun to his head and pulls the trigger. He had to put down his childhood hero. And I was just like, that's fucking brutal. And during the fight with Hulk and Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool gets flattened and the Hulk sends Wolverine flying. And then that kind of ends his story. He shows up later. It turns out he found the survivors and he's helping them figure their shit out. As for the Avengers storyline, it's all through the eyes of Hawkeye, who is just trying to survive. And he's like, there's no coming back from this. Even if we do find a cure, this world isn't gonna survive. But anyway, Doom shows up and goes, yeah, you just gotta wear these necklace things. And I'm already reading this and I'm like, oh, this is a fucking trap. This is absolutely a fucking trap. And turns out Doom had the bracelet, necklace things, whatever they were. They were a combination of tech and magic Doom was using to keep his intellect while still being a fucking cannibal. And he was like, this is the future. Cannibalism is the future. We were stupid to ever try to fight it. And Hawkeye actually kills Doom. But as he's doing that, Doom activates the necklaces and they turn most of the heroes feral immediately. And Tony is one of them who manages to be the last to go feral, but his suit gets damaged and he's locked in it. So he's feral inside the suit, frozen, and he screamed for 5 days before he finally just died. Which is honestly an absolute fucking nightmare, because I'm minorly claustrophobic, and just the thought of being encased in a suit of armor and unable to move, it's a genuine fucking nightmare to me. But yeah. And at the end of the comic, Hawkeye realizes he's the last Avenger. Everyone else is missing and presumed dead or straight up fucking dead. And Thor refused to kneel to Doom and was claiming he was immune and just fucked off back to Asgard. He abandoned Earth completely, or so we thought. At the end of everything, Hawkeye's like, even if I'm the only one, I have to make the others' loss mean something. I can do something with the time I've got left if I'm ever going to turn. And he looks up, and his last moments are Thor crushing his head with a hammer. Kind of a bullshit cop-out, if you ask me. And that's how the Avengers segment of that universe ends. And then we have the Punisher segment, which is after everything's gone down, Punisher thinks he's alone, and he's hunting the cannibals. He kills Hulk, he kills the Thing, he kills a lot of the cannibals, takes their heads, and mounts them on pikes outside a little safe house he's made. And, Spider-Man's still out there. He hasn't been able to catch Spider-Man, who has taken on a lot more muscle mass. His toenails and fingernails have become claws, and he's got this really long freaking tongue, and it's creepy. And, Mary Jane's still alive. She hasn't turned. Oh! Can stop a mugging. But she hasn't turned, and she's pregnant, but Cannibal Kingpin's got her. And he's used a couple humans to lure Punisher into a trap, and he says, hey, if you save my wife, I'll let you and these humans go. And this whole crazy thing goes on. And the remaining cannibals loyal to Spider-Man, Black Widow, Spider-Woman, Deadpool, they all wind up getting killed. Don't ask me how Deadpool dies. I think he gets blown up. But we all know he's probably going to come back from that.
And no more muggers. I love a happy ending.
And at the end of it, he brings Mary Jane and her unborn child back to what used to be Peter. And he's like, thank you, you kept your promise, and I'm gonna keep mine. As much as I'd like to eat you and these other humans, you can leave. You can leave New York, and we won't follow you. And Punisher just goes, yeah, fuck that. And shoots Peter in the head. Just puts him down.
All units, we have a vehicle chase in progress.
Oh, damn it, again?
Officers needed on scene in Clinton.
And that's how it ends, with Punisher sending the humans, including Mary Jane, away.
And away you go.
And he's gonna stay in New York alone, hunting cannibals, because he knows he may not be a cannibal, but he's still a monster. He's not what he was before his family died.
That's it, huh? I've had worse commutes.
But yeah, that is the cannibal universe of Marvel in a nutshell. And honestly, it was a lot easier to stomach than the zombie story. Which, funny enough, was written by the guy who did Walking Dead. But I'm not going to get into the zombie universe. I really don't like thinking about it. Let's see, what other mini Marvel universes can I talk about? Oh, who wants to hear the extremely depressing story of Old Man Logan? Anyone? I'll probably tell you guys about it in another stream. Alright. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. You know, alright. This was a fun stream, fun little lore jump into Marvel. You know, I think I might just start doing that for my Spider-Man streams. It'll be a fun little backdrop to little stories of lore. Well, I'm only 47 minutes into the stream. I usually like to go for a little over an hour. So, I'll go slightly into the lore of Old Man Logan, and I will leave the rest for the next Spider-Man stream to keep you all wanting more. The ultimate evil tactic. Alright, gonna do this in another outfit. Alright, here we go. Old Man Logan. I'm sure a lot of people watching this have seen the Logan movie and have heard of Old Man Logan. But what basically happened is that one day the villains realized, hey, we outnumber the heroes. There are more of us to each hero than there are of each hero. Like, Spider-Man alone had like 10 to 15 rogues in his gallery. Sorry about that, long day. But the villains got together. They put aside their differences for one big push. And they marched on the US. They attacked the major cities. And heroes were falling left and right. Like, Ant-Man was devoured by Mole Man's minions. Like, they just poured out of the ground and swarmed over him. Hawkeye was with the Thunderbolts and the West Coast Avengers, Rhodey and Thor and yeah, Black Widow, because in that universe he and Widow were together. they got betrayed by the Thunderbolts, who were under the command of Baron Zemo, who was disguised as a hero. Rhodey's suit got sabotaged. He was vaporized inside his armor. Like, the only warning he got was that there was something wrong with his suit. There was a malfunction, and next thing you know, he's just vaporized. Midair. Scarlet Witch got skewered by her father, who used his powers of magnetism to somehow pull her powers out of her and then transfer them to Absorbing Man, who also absorbed the lightning of Thor's hammer and then used those combined powers to basically murder Thor. And they basically murdered all the Avengers and left Hawkeye by himself. And they were all like, why would we kill you? We already killed all the real heroes. And while this was going on, Wolverine was at the X-Mansion. And then what he saw was all these villains attacking. And he just started cutting them down. He was screaming at the younger mutants, the kids, to run, and no matter what they heard, not to turn back. And he starts killing all of the villains, or what he thought was the villains, and he starts fighting one of them who just doesn't want to go down. And the villain asks, Logan, why are you doing this? We're your friends. And it turns out that Mysterio had managed to trick not only his sight, but his sense of smell, and had turned him loose on the X-Men. Wolverine had killed brutally every single one of his friends. And he stumbled out of the X-Mansion away from the maimed corpses of his friends, and he just stumbled for days. His suit was in tatters, he was covered in his friend's blood, and he just walked. He doesn't even know for how long. The world went to hell around him, and he just walked and walked. And then one day he found some railroad tracks, and he saw a train was coming, so he just put his head down on the tracks and let the train run over him. Kill him, of course, but he, in his mind, this killed Wolverine. I will never pop my claws again. And he met a woman, and they had kids, after a whole lot of other shit went down. But you don't learn about that until the Old Man Logan spin-off, where old Logan gets transported to the main Marvel universe. But he meets a woman, they have kids, and they wind up living in Hulk territory. This part's just gross. Bruce had started a whole brood with his cousin Jenny, with She-Hulk, and it was just, that was something about the story I didn't really like. But they were going for that backwater redneck vibe for them for some reason. It was really unnecessary, and it just, ugh. Yeah, Mississippi, basically. And even though it was set like in California, and he's late on rent, and the Hulk family comes and beats the crap out of him. And his healing factor isn't what it used to be, because he's getting old. It's slowing down. And old blind Hawkeye, Hawkeye gets his own spin-off that takes place before Old Man Logan, where he basically hunts down and kills all the Thunderbolts, but by the end of it, he goes blind. And he finds out that he's got a daughter. Well, no, he knew, he just wasn't there for her because her mother didn't want him around. Because he's kind of a piece of shit. Though he tries to do better. But old blind Hawkeye shows up and goes, "Hey, buddy, we got us a job, and all I need you to do is come with me to, you know, ensure that it's all good and on the level, and you'll get paid, and then you can make rent for like the next 3 months." And Logan's like, "Fine, but I'm not gonna fight anyone." And then over the course of their trip, things keep happening, and eventually Logan tells Hawkeye what happened the night the villains won. And he's like, and he's crying by the time he finishes telling the story, and he's like, look at me, and try to judge me for deciding never to use these claws again. And Hawkeye's just like, I wouldn't dare judge you for that. I think that was a nice little moment for them. And then there was, they get to where they're going, and it turns out Clint has been running a super soldier serum to start a resistance against the Red Skull. But it turned out to be a trap, and Hawkeye gets shot and killed. And Logan gets riddled with bullets, so he's unconscious, but he's healing while he's in his body bag and being brought to the Red Skull.
1034, assault reported. Approach with caution. Incident occurred in Robinson. Over.
And, only cowards assault a helpless person like that.
Yeah.
Spider-Man! You wanna fight? It's your lucky day.
Oh yeah. He gets brought to the Red Skull, and he doesn't pop his claws, but there's an intense fight. Oops.
I love laying out bullies.
Anywho. He fights the Red Skull, who's got this trophy case of all these things from superheroes, including Cap's shield. And he gets this sick thrill out of wearing Cap's old uniform. Because he's like, I killed him. I'm going to wear this because it shows that I beat him. It's really just creepy. But Logan gets Cap's shield, and he just decapitates Skull with it, then steals what's left of Tony's armor and flies back to California all the way from DC. And he's still got time to make the rent. He's got the money. But he gets back and he finds out that the Hulk family got tired of waiting. They decided to show up early. And they beat his family to death. And the people who were waiting for him to tell him, hey, we're sorry, but the Hulk family got tired of waiting. They're like, now Logan, don't be doing anything stupid. The best thing you can do is give your wife and kids a nice burial. They wouldn't want you to do anything stupid and get yourself hurt. And that he's not responding to her, like, Logan, and he's just like, don't call me Logan, bub. And he pops his claws. He's like, call me Wolverine. And the next several pages are just Logan going to town on the Hulk clan, skewering them, cutting them up into pieces, and what's that word? Oh man, I think my brain had a conniption for a second. Like scattering their pieces in rivers. All this Apocalypse Now shit. One of them, he knocks out the power to a bar they're in, and when they finally get the lights back on, he's standing over one, claws popped under his jaw, into his brain, piece of the guy's throat between his teeth. It's bloody gore. It's violent as hell. But it shows you just how angry he is. And then he shows up to the Hulk clan's base of operations and he kills almost everyone. Except for a little baby. And one scrawny Hulkling who wasn't there at the time. And he fights Bruce, and Bruce eats him. Bruce straight up eats him. But he has a healing factor, so over time, Wolverine completely heals in Bruce's stomach and carves his way out from inside and bursts out through his back, killing him. And then he takes little Bruce Jr. and just, he's like, I'm going to raise this kid. I'm going to raise him to be better than his parents. And that's how the main story ends. Man, I get really into these talks. I'm just sitting here perched up on a rooftop waiting for a crime. I could be playing and I get wrapped up in these stories. I'm sorry. People here for a stream and here I am just yammering on. But yeah, that was the main Old Man Logan story. And I could go into the more complex Old Man Logan spin-off, but that has a lot of arcing storylines, and I'm just kind of like, meh, I don't really need to get into all of them because it would take too long. But I will tell you this, it ends, spoiler, with Logan realizing his healing factors finally giving out, and he goes back to his time, and there's this crazy series of events, but he winds up spending his last minutes at his family's graves, telling them that he loves them and that he's sorry it took him so long to finally get back and just keel over. And how he's happy that his final moments get to be spent with them. And I was just like, that's nice. It's good that they managed to send this character off in such a good way. Did that plane literally just like vanish? One of the planes in the background just fucking disappeared. I can't be the only one who saw that. Alright. Oh, there it is. It's back. It's coming from the other side of the screen. But, yeah, that's about it for Old Man Logan. But they're delving more and more into that universe. They've got, like, Avengers of the Wasteland coming. I think that's had a few. Old Man Quill happened, which kind of took place after Old Man Logan, but before Avengers of the Wasteland. And it had to deal with Quill dealing with PTSD from not only losing the planet he came back to rule, since he's not fully human. He went back to rule a planet. Turns out the Herald Army of Galactus came for it, and he went off to fight them, and then realized, oh crap, they just went around us, and he lost his family. And then while he was wallowing in self-pity on a space station orbiting the now dead planet, damn it, I'm telling a story. And while he's telling this Well, while he's wallowing in pity
Gotta jump in.
on the space station, he gets a call from the Guardians of the Galaxy. And they are under attack. They went to try to stop these bad guys, and they got lured into a trap. So they're trying to call him and be like, hey buddy, we could use some help, and he watches them die. He already lost his family, and now he gets to watch his friends die. And he suppresses that memory, and eventually his brain cooks up the delusion of them coming to him and going, hey, we've got this thing that can stop these bad guys, but it's on Earth. And so he's on Earth doing all of this crazy shit,
The holdup guys are phoning it in.
but he thinks it's him and the Guardians. And then eventually he gets cornered by the bad guys, and they start saying things that make him question his perception of reality. And then he realizes he's the only one left. All the other Guardians are dead. And I never did get to see how that one ended, because where I was reading them, kinda, I don't want to say changed, but
Units respond. Vehicle pursuit in progress.
I didn't have the time to visit it much anymore. So I kind of fell off track with how that storyline was going. And then Avengers of the Wasteland, I never got into at all, because my friends who did read it, they were like, it's absolutely not worth it. It's very poor storytelling, which is a shame.
So not cool. Yoink. You guys practice swinging and missing. Turned it into an art form.
Oh, Peter, that's mean.
More of them? Guys,
Now, you haven't missed much. I've just been talking about Marvel lore. Oops. Ow! And I keep forgetting that I'm playing a game, so I'm... Oh, god damn it. Dick. God damn it. God.
How is he doing that? How I thought that was gonna go.
Anyway.
No insurers offer a webbing clause yet? $1 million idea just waiting to happen.
Anyway. I've just been standing around on rooftops talking about Marvel lore. I was in the middle of talking about something. I just talked about Old Man Quill and how where I was going to read that, what kind of lost the time to do it because of work. I was gonna talk about something else, Spider-Man or Marvel. It's probably gonna come to me later. But yeah, I meant to just talk a little bit about Wolverine and Old Man Logan, and then leave the rest for the next stream. I wound up just synopsising the entire main story in one go. My train of thought has been off the rails since 2012, and it's been a mess ever since. Alright, I think that does it for this stream. For those of you still tuned in, just stick around. If you're on my YouTube page, just keep refreshing it. I'm going to be going live with Batman Arkham Knight in just a few minutes. I just got to do a few things and then we'll be live. And I'll talk about some fun Batman lore. Alright. See y'all in a couple minutes.